Alright, as I was saying, you can't just, take the body just because you can't outline it. Although, while you can take it to the morgue and the detective will just, do it there. It's much better if the body would stay here because, you could have moved something that could have been a vital. Alright, now let's just get onto it. So you're saying the murderer dismembered the victim while he was still alive? Yes, it was very gruesome. But according to the autopsy report, the victim's head did show signs of being struck by a punch, but it was not fatal. In addition, the body displayed signs of a struggle before death, so it's unlikely that he was unconscious for the ordeal. Besides that, there's something else that's strange. Some of the dismembered body parts of the deceased have disappeared. Disappeared? Yes. We couldn't fully reconstruct the victim's body with the pieces left in the room. We searched the entire apartment building, but we couldn't find any of the missing body parts. We did take into consideration that the perpetrator could be non-human. But the report has made it clear that the dismemberment is not a result of a beast attack. Okay, a trophy. It's stained with blood. Looks like it was used as a weapon of some kind. Do we find the fingerprints from any suspects on the trophy? No, we only managed to collect their evidence. But it's worth mentioning. The wound on the victim's head matches the shape of the trophy's pointed corner. Okay. Okay, let's go. A bloodstained chair. Nothing special about it. Okay. Nothing special about it. The residents of the apartment building claim that the murderer eluded them and escaped through here. The suspect's name is Ilmona, a resident on this floor. Something worth mentioning is she is a mutant. A mutant? Is she from G3? We're unsure at the moment. Countless tourists visit G3 district every year to receive modifications. We can't draw any conclusions yet. We thoroughly searched her apartment, but nothing. Strangely enough, we couldn't find any form of identification. For now, it seems that the murderer has escaped. What about the bloodstains in the hallway outside the apartment? Before we arrived, Dr. Eminem's scream attracted a lot of curious residents. These guys trampled over the entire apartment building, and now there's blood everywhere outside the apartment. Even if there were any useful clues in the hallway, they probably trampled them into oblivion by now. Suspect. The lock appears to be tampered with, so it's unlikely that the murderer is here. Is the curtain here closed before? Yes, of course. You haven't moved the thing. Sure you didn't. Okay. Is this the last one? Is there anything I can assist with, Detective Vanora? Ask about the facts. According to conversations with the residents of this building, there was a short power outage in the building around when the crime was occurring. However, after our investigation, it seems that the building flagella was not the murderer's work. It was a mere coincidence. So the victim was killed at the exact time of the power outage. Correct. A brief blackout in the building. A former researcher. According to although the victim holds a PhD, his position at mine is rather unremarkable. We don't know much about his current occupation, but judging by the apartment, it's not hard to deduce that the pay wasn't getting any better. Okay. Mr. Eminem was on the phone at the time, and he seemed to be talking about some sort of deal. A deal?
Tingnan mo, ang dami, Siya,
Go see a look. The more obvious is that they're just cover-ups. Oh, I've already collected enough evidence. Okay. I believe I've gathered enough information possible about what may have happened. It's clear that this murder was premeditated. The perpetrator was planning to kill Dr. Eminent from the very beginning. And since the window lacked any signs of forced entry, it's most probable that the culprit entered the apartment directly through the door. That means the murderer was invited into the door by Dr. Eminent himself. In other words, our murderer is most likely whoever Dr. Eminent was making his deal with. Nonetheless, in the midst of this, a small mishap occurred. The killer intended to kill Dr. Eminent directly by hitting him on the head with 12 feet. But the sudden power of failure in the apartment made him miss, and he failed to kill Dr. Eminent with a single blow, which is understandable. No one could anticipate a freak blackout. However, if the killer is the same person that's behind the other recent G-force appearances, then their negligence cannot be attributed to just that. The other victims who went missing disappeared without a trace, as if they had vanished into thin air. But this time, the murderer messed up the whole apartment and attracted the attention of other residents. If it's really the same perpetrator, there has to be something else that also contributed to such a major mistake. In fact, the murderer could very well have been reluctant to kill. Wait. No, not that. Okay. An extreme fear of the dark. Nice. The murderer might have an extreme fear of the dark. The curtains in the apartment were door closed at the time, and it would have been taken a while for human eyes to adjust to the sudden darkness. So at the moment of the blackout, Dr. Eminent's apartment was most likely pitch black. Our cold-blooded assassin, who usually manages to keep so calm and careful, completely lost control in this apartment. It is quite possible that the killer has an extreme fear of sudden darkness due to some form of previous trauma. Sudden darkness. I see. I think I understand now. In addition, the manner of Dr. Eminent's death is a major mystery. The killer dismembered him alive, after failing to kill him with a single blow. The way they dismembered him reminds me of how all the core members of the confirmation were killed. As far as I know, all of the core members of the Myers were also killed in a similarly brutal way. Add that to the recent disappearances in the G4 area, leaving many citizens paranoid. I guess many people would like to think that the killer is the same person who killed all the core members. However, I believe that the real reason why the killer tore Dr. Eminent into pieces was to mimic? Oh no, that was wrong. I don't think that was the murderer's true intention. To collect his body parts. Nice. It was because some of the parts of his body went missing. The real reason why the killer dismembered was to obtain his body parts in the G4 cyber incident. Myers Corporation was found to be using the human flesh of ordinary G4 citizens as feed for the cyborgs, but since Dr. Eminent's body did not have any signs of police attack, the killer was most likely trying to obtain Dr. Eminent's body parts to use as feed for cyborgs at the later time. But if they were working for Myers, would it be more likely that they would want to make a cyborg out of Dr. Eminent? Why would they choose to turn him into a cyber feed instead? Detective Vanora? Yes? Have you reached any conclusions to who the killer is? Put out a warrant for the arrest of someone. She is undoubtedly the perpetrator we have been trying to search for all along. As you wish. Detective Vanora? I see. I see what's going on. Alright. The warrant has been issued. But Detective Vanora, would you mind coming outside with me for a moment? There are important matters I'd like to discuss with you. That's a bad sign. That's a bad sign. Wait a second. What was it you wanted to discuss? Well then, let's hear it. Who's the actual killer? Excuse me? You're called the inspector, yet you don't even realize who I am this whole time. The man in front of me slowly took off his clothes. What followed was a sight that I couldn't have expected. Oh my god! He suddenly grabbed a corner of his cheek and tore the skin off his head. What was revealed underneath it was blue skin and white hair. Oh, and an interesting character has appeared. It's you. But him revealing his true form only made me more vigilant. Inspector, it appears the fact that you still see me as a threat. Believe it or not, I don't have time to play Mr. Triple Agent for that stupid organization from G3. I can't. I want to know what happened in G3. What are you doing here? What else can I be doing here? Our boss gave me clear instructions to make sure you succeeded in your mission. But it seems that you have everything under control. What's in G3? However, you know very well who the actual killer is, don't you? Just what the hell happened back there? I thought he was good at this. How could he screw up something this? Why don't you just go ask him over yourself? You're as tough as ever. Suit yourself then. I don't really give a damn about what that guy's past. But do we really have to pin it on that woman from the same floor? Each sacrifice is for the future of the company. Each one is necessary. Our boss is really getting to you, isn't he? Company this, company that. That's all he ever talks about. All of us are merely little pawns in his hand. What did you say? No offense, but it's nothing but a job to me. Am I trying to debate the ethics of what we do, or am I interested in his great vision? Now why don't you use your brain once, and think about what you truly want instead of being a slave to this company all day? What I truly want? You know, finding the love of your life, forming a family, that sort of thing. I like where you're going. Don't end up like me, an old guy who still doesn't have a single clue what he should be doing in his life. And this is where we meet Draco? It's been an exhausting day. I'll see you later. He was about to turn to leave, but he suddenly stopped again. He once again turned his head to me. Vanora, did you come up with that name yourself? Oh. Yes. The ever so gloomy look of his face had usually perked up out of nowhere. I didn't think you'd be so good at naming yourself. That's a really nice name. Why don't you keep it for yourself? With that, he put on his police hat again. See you later, Vanora. Make sure you report to that guy on time. He's kind of an anal about that. That's a nice advice. With that, he disappeared across the street and once again became part of the crowd. Finding the love of my life and starting my own family. Is that still possible for someone like me? Yes! What am I thinking? No matter what, my mission here is accomplished. As long as the G4 investigation bureau can't figure out who the true killer is, everything will still be under control. Under our control. It is time for me to move on to my next destination and complete my next mission. G4 suburbs. The mansion of Myers' former lawyer and trade. Oh, that's why we went there. Vincent Edgeworth. Oh my gosh, the questions have all been answered. Vincent Edgeworth. That name, I remember now. That man is far more frightening than Myers. I've been set up. I have to get out of here. Is that my name I'm hearing, Valeria? No. Should I call you Vanora? Oh. Hold on. Let me just. Hold on, there's an S here. Yes! Oh, I don't like that music. Oh. Yo! Oh my gosh. All the questions have been answered. Now we know why we were there. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's it for today, and I hope to